Welcome to the Mindfully Well Center. Today I invite you to take a tour of our facility and learn about our programs. But first, allow me to tell you about the three pillars of our philosophy here at the center. The first one being mindfulness, the second one being integrative medicine, and the third being Ayurvedic medicine. So starting with the first pillar, mindfulness. We hear that word used a lot. It's the name of our center here, mindfulness. But what is it? Mindfulness is an awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the moment with intentionality. Second is integrative medicine. Integrative, the word to integrate, to bring together. This is what we do. We bring together many aspects. First, bringing together of the practitioner and the client coming in, working in harmony as a team, working toward one goal. Secondly, thinking about the whole person, not just parts and pieces. Now, we may get a referral, we may send you out for something, but we bring all that information together and we treat you as an entire whole being. And then we want to make sure that we're bringing together all the therapeutic modalities that are available to assist you in whatever it is that you're working on. So not just the medicine, not just the talk therapy, but also other health and healing modalities that are out there. And in the case of the Mindfully Well Center, we bring together the body therapies, the movement therapies, and so forth as part of the integrative medicine. And last but not least, of course, is Ayurveda. Ayurveda, science of life. With Ayurvedic medicine, the premise is that you are an individual with individual needs. And when we begin to develop your program, we don't want to have a stock sort of program that we fit you into. Instead, we fit our programs into what your needs are. This would include thinking and identifying what your individual being is. What do you bring to the table? And how far off balance are you from that? And then we begin to work with what is out of balance, working to bring it back into balance. So how would that work? So let's say your body was too hot. We would cool you. Let's say you were very frigid and afraid. You were very cold. We would want to warm you. And when I say that, so the therapies would be generated based on the elements. So you think of ether, air, fire, earth, and water, and how that would balance for you. A lot to learn. So we have a lot of classes about that. So we teach you what that is before we say, try this therapy. All right? That's Ayurveda. So those are the three pillars. Again, the mindfulness, integrative medicine, and thirdly, the Ayurveda. So what does that look like in terms of programs that we offer here? So let me tell you a little bit about those now. So first and foremost, you come across the Transitional Life Counseling Assessment and Consultation. Now that's the company that we've had for well over 20 years. So that might look like coming in for individual therapy, coming in for couples, family therapy. You may come in for groups. Currently we're running a group called the WE program, and that's the Women Warriors Empowerment Program. Now this program is aimed at a young population of women, let's say 18 to 24 years of age, that may be experiencing some anxiety. And through the use of yoga postures, particularly the warrior postures, women learn to come to a place of balance and strength in their physique and their being, but with that their mind as well. In a community, a safe community of other women where they can share and grow together. The second group is the 3M's program, and that's again, this one's aimed at young men, and that's the Men's Mindfulness and Meaning program. For these young men, really beginning to identify, who am I? It's a transition time for them. And so as they begin to identify first who they are, they can also begin to identify what gives me meaning in life. That's the main focus of that program. The next thing, as an example of a group that we run, is called the Meal Plan. And this is the mindful eating awareness lessons. Many women struggle with the issue of their weight and their body image. And it's through mindfulness, beginning to identify who they are, what are those things from the past that occupy their minds around the issue of eating and weight and image. We begin to explore through different types of assessments, and we do some replacement therapy using the positive psychology model with that. The insomnia program, where someone can come in as part of a group and begin to learn about insomnia and sleep, what keeps you awake, and some techniques, some pre-bed rituals that you might want to incorporate, some daytime behaviors that you might want to look at that contribute positively and negatively to your ability to sleep. Neurofeedback is, you might say, coming to the other end of the spectrum here, looking at using the technologies of today. So neurofeedback, we use EEG. We use feedback for you so that not only are we walking through what are the thoughts in your mind, we are retraining, reprogramming your thinking and your brain. We can bring about change within a measured time period. This is aimed at things like attention deficit disorder, memory disorders, post-stroke, when people are in the recovery period, and also just personal enhancement. Some people are really interested in refining the way that they think, the way that they operate cognitively. Then we go to mind-body therapies, and that would be our yoga therapies. For example, we use the program iRest, and iRest comes from an ancient tradition of yoga. We know that iRest is a yoga/meditation technique that's very good for pacifying the anxiety, addressing post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. But we also have a couple of times a year where we bring in a very specialized program. It's an Ayurvedic program. It's called Pancha Karma. Pancha means 5, karmas, therapeutics. We have an example here that will show 2 practitioners working. We call it a 4-handed Vata pacifying technique. And here there's a very rhythmic movement. Many things are going on. Not only is it extremely calming to the nervous system, but it's also helped detoxify this individual, prepping them for the next stage. We move over into what's called Swedna, otherwise known as a steam bath. And again, this is based on the individual need in terms of how long and how hot you're in here. And this helps the body detoxify. Then from there, they move into an ancient technique called Shiro Dara. Shiro meaning head, Dara meaning the pouring of oil. It's extremely relaxing to the nervous system. When Shiro Dara is performed, there is a change hormonally. We find an increase in serotonin levels, increase in melatonin levels, changes in heart rate and blood pressure. And as you see here, the person is extremely relaxed. It's a very passive technique. We find people that have insomnia, anxieties, and so forth. So that's just an example of our spa services that we offer. I hope that that was informative for you. Again, a sneak preview of the kinds of therapies that we offer here. And I hope that you are able to see the mindfulness thread throughout this, the integration of different therapies, as well as the importance of bringing both the ancient practices of the past and the new technologies of today.